Festival 2020, featuring two-time Grammy Award winners, Kool and the Gang. Coco T, Romaine Virgo, Marcia Griffiths, Arturo Tappan, Crossfire, Nadia Batson, Wes Ways, Vaughn, and the Dancehall Emperor, Chavo Ranks. 3 nights of amazing music, great food, and pure Grenada hospitality. Grenada Music Festival 2020, June 5th to 7th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights at hotel today. This ad is sponsored by the Grenada Tourism Authority.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
for me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Are you looking to rent chairs and tables? Then call Waggy T Rentals. We rent tables and chairs for any event. We have 7 different types of chairs: plastic, folding chairs, gray and white, resin white chairs, conference chairs, even Shivari chairs in gold and white. We also rent 6 feet and 8 feet rectangular folding tables, 4 feet and 5 feet round tables, and even cocktail tables. Give us a call at 444-RENT. That's 444-7368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grand St. George.
All right, so welcome back to tonight's program. Here's an update on the current coronavirus infiltration in the Caribbean. Now, in Antigua and Barbuda, there is currently 1 case there. U.S. Virgin Islands, 1 case there. In the Bahamas, 1 case. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 1. Barbados, 2. St. Lucia, 2 cases. Trinidad and Tobago has 5. Puerto Rico 5, Cuba 5, Guyana 7, Jamaica 12, Martinique 16, Guadeloupe 18, the Dominican Republic 21, Grenada 0. Alright, so yeah, that's where we are currently with that. Alright, Montserrat, I believe I got an update about Montserrat as well. I believe that Montserrat would have recorded its first case. Let me just verify. I believe that we would have posted something to that effect today, all right? But I'll get that for you a little bit later on, okay? All right. So, Olio, listen to this. The first thing that we want to tell you is something that comes from the police relating to a wanted man. All right. Now, according to police, they are seeking the assistance of the general public in locating Peter Joseph. He's a 23-year-old. His name is Shandy. He's of La Poche St. Andrew. All right. According to police, he's wanted for questioning in relation to the offenses of threats of death, assault, stealing, and damage. And all of me reading that, yo, I tell all of them things and them jet, so don't let me read it. Yeah, that's that, because I beat it. Okay, good. Anyway, I ain't reading that. Yeah, that's the next story. He's approximately 5 feet 7 inches tall, medium built, dark in complexion with dark brown eyes and black hair. Anyone seen Peter Joseph or has any information in relation to his whereabouts, you are asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Department in Grenville at 444-7224 or 44. No, that's 442-7224, 442-6563. You can also call police emergency at 911. You can also call the police hotline, and that number is 444-1958 or the nearest police station. All right, so all your, but partner, you could just give me a call. Let you organize yourself. And I mean, we'll go, we are quicksand cheese and organize yourself, and then, you know what I mean, you drink a coke and then go through, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's small thing. You understand? But check them, you know what I mean? Check the police. Okay? Right. Olio. The next thing we have to tell all about by government to take a sector-based approach to determine the economic impact of the COVID-19. Now, in this dispatch, we learned that the government of Grenada, they are preparing, they say, to embark on a series of sector-based consultations to examine the potential impact of the COVID-19. Now, following the board-based gathering last Thursday that was initiated by Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. Mitchell, several sector-specific consultations are now being planned for this week. He goes on to say that the identified sectors are banks and credit unions, agriculture, wholesale and retail, construction, hotel and restaurants, labor, national insurance scheme, and transportation. Explaining the rationale for the meeting, Dr. Mitchell said that it is important that government is able to determine what is happening in the various sectors, the type of impact that the pandemic is creating in each specific area, so that government can in turn develop appropriate measures to stimulate economic activity. The Prime Minister and Minister for Finance also noted that sector representatives can themselves be valuable sources of ideas for combating any negative impacts from the outbreak. All right, good. We're moving on now. Okay, so here's a bit of good news. Let me show you some faces on the bin. Right, these are a group of seafarers, right? They recently traveled. Following 9 days of intensive training in basic safety at sea, 25 men who left Grenada on March 7, 2020 are back home and were greeted by the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Norman Gilbert, and Youth Coordinator, Mr. Royden Bihari. The men participated in the Standards of Training Certification and Watchkeeping STCW, a program spearheaded by the Ministry of Youth Development, Sports Culture and the Arts. It was held at the Caribbean Fisheries Training and Development Institute in Trinidad. Now, the certification is in accordance with the International Maritime Organization, the IMO standards. Now, the team was led by Mr. Anderson Gaskin, and Gaskin was assisted by Mr. Kurt Baptiste. Following the men's arrival at the Maurice Bishop International Airport on Tuesday, Mr. Gaskin and the training he said that the training, though intensive, was thoroughly administered by the instructors, and the men performed exceedingly well. He said that they were through theory and practical sessions, first aid training, basic firefighting, survival, and that's survival at sea we're talking about, and the participants gave off their best. One of the participants was an amputee. Wow. And he did exceedingly well in the training, they say. All right, so we want to give them a round of applause for representing well. And in a time when all we hear is bad news, I think it's really good that we can hear this. All right, good. Olio, we're moving on. How are we looking for time?
with takeout services.
All right. I noticed that some of you get a little black screen there. Forgive me for that. All right. So yes, the minister is basically saying that hey, we know you want to make your money on eat our food, but here's what needs to happen. This must be done in a particular manner, and so they are recommending that persons not or these restaurant owners and so on not allow people to come into the restaurants and so on to dine unless they can guarantee a certain degree of spacing. Right. Earlier, Grenada is issuing another travel advisory. You know, there has been quite a few happening within the region, and so Grenada is on board with that as well. So listen to this, all right? They say avoid non-essential travel to Iran, South Korea, China, Germany, Europe, including the United Kingdom and Ireland. Say widespread respiratory illness caused by coronavirus COVID-19 has been reported in Iran, South Korea, China, and Europe. Therefore, the government of Grenada is imposing the following travel restrictions to take effect at midnight on Wednesday, March 18, 2020. They say that you will be quarantined for a period of 14 days upon arrival into Grenada if you are a Grenadian national or a resident. If you are not a Grenadian national and in the last 14 days you have been to Iran, South Korea, China, or anywhere in Europe, including the UK, you will be refused entry into the country. If you are arriving from any other destination, you will be screened upon entry and quarantined for 14 days. Please note, before disembarking, every passenger is required to complete a declaration form on your health status. You are also required to check in daily with the Ministry of Health, regardless of your point of origin. Additionally, you will be quarantined or isolated if you become symptomatic during your stay. The Ministry of Health reiterates that all first responders or response personnel will continue to observe the necessary safety protocols to ensure their personal safety, and reassures the general public that there is still no need for panic. But at the same time, remember to always practice proper hand, cough, and sneeze hygiene and social distancing. They are also saying that the travel advisory is subject to change. Now, the Minister for Health is also speaking about the coronavirus case who have been to Grenada. All right, you know that there was a case in Trinidad and Tobago, and that person recently traveled to Grenada. So a lot of people became a little nervous about this whole thing. All right, but the minister says that they have been doing the necessary contact tracing on persons who have been confirmed as coronavirus positive cases outside of Grenada who have been to Grenada.
I want to speak to the second case that was identified in Trinidad and to let the public know that yes, that individual was in Grenada on the 28th of February. However, we must use science. The person, we have the information and confirmed. The person came to Grenada for the 28th, one night, and left. That is 18 days ago. And our communication with all the individuals that person interacted show that no one has shown symptoms as yet. So they would be counted as being safe now. The case from St. Lucia that also involved the individual being in Grenada previously is part of the increase that you are seeing in the test swabs that have been sent to CARFA. The contact tracing continues, and we are monitoring all individuals that have been in contact. I want to take this opportunity to also thank the management of the Radisson, who have been totally transparent and cooperative with us, as they understand the seriousness of the matter, just like we do.
All right, thank you very much. However, we are hearing from the Radisson, who is probably not too happy with how the government has brought them into the picture relating to someone who was tested positive for the coronavirus in St. Lucia. Now, the press release, according to Radisson, in a press release by the minister or the Ministry of Health, Grenada, to the general public last Friday, March 13, was reckless and irresponsible in singling out the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort by name in relation to St. Lucia's confirmed case of the COVID-19. According to the Radisson in this release, why was there no mention of the British Airways flight, other companies, venues, or cricket matches the victim attended? By sharp contrast, the chief medical officer in St. Lucia handled it professionally by refusing to name the resort where the same coronavirus victim stayed. And this goes on, went on and on and on and on and on. I believe that we have posted this on our site, on our Facebook page. Yes, so you can check that out, all right, in its entirety. But people are here and there as it relates to this. I saw a very interesting post from Mr. Brian Grimes on the matter. All right. So you guys, but anyway, let me that talk there. All right. I have my opinion on it, but let me that one day. 8 new persons have been tested for coronavirus here in Grenada, which brings the total to 18 so far for Beautiful Island. So here's what we are doing. We are currently awaiting the results of these 8 tests, which I believe we should be getting that tomorrow.
Just to give you an update of the current status, let me start by saying, as of 10 a.m. this morning, we have swabbed or tested a total of 18 persons. Of those 18 persons, we have received results for 10. All have been negative. 8 new tests went down last night. So we are expecting those results today. As you can tell from those numbers, the number of people that are being tested is increasing day by day.
All right, so let's see where that one goes. So he said that it should be sometime today, so maybe we'll know about it tomorrow, God's willing. All right. The private sector asked to put plans in place for working at home. I cannot even tell you how many calls we have received so far from concerned persons, particularly in the tourism industry, who says that they believe that their life is at risk by being asked to show up at work. Now, the ministry here is asking not just persons from the tourism industry, but the private sector in general to consider contingency plans for work at home.
To the private sector, we are asking that you think through your initiatives and that wherever possible, because each company is unique, wherever possible, you put contingencies in place for working at home. It will be necessary in some instances for some employees to come to various offices in order to help coordinate activities as long as possible. We expect the private sector to take the initiative on this and to put plans in place for their own workers and their business. Banks, we are requesting and will be meeting with them later on in the week. Invitations will go out through the Ministry of Finance. But in the meantime, that banks and financial institutions take into consideration the other measures that have become necessary in other countries that go on what is referred to now as complete lockdown, similar to the measures that would or may have been implemented after the passing of Ivan.
Wow. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Now, the next thing that we have to tell you about, well, effective March 18, the United States Embassy in Bridgetown, Barbados, they are canceling all routine non-immigrant and immigrant visa appointments. According to them, through a press release, they say that they will resume routine visa services as soon as possible, but are unable to provide a specific date at this time. They say that please note that the MRV fee remains valid and may be used for a non-immigrant visa application in the country where it was purchased within 1 year of the date of payment. Now, they say that the renewal interview waiver, or IW, and interview waiver program, the IWP, remains operational. All right. They say that if you have urgent or any urgent matter and need to travel immediately on a non-immigrant visa, you will have to visit a specific section on their website, or you can call 1-246-623-9832 or 1-246-623-9833 to request an emergency appointment. All right. They say for assistance with emergency immigrant visa issues, you can send an email to bridgetown@state.gov. That's bridgetown@state.gov. All right. We are moving on. How are we looking for time, people? All right, Olia. So the next thing we have to tell you, they say that 86% of people with coronavirus, they are walking around undetected. And that's a study. They say that stealth corona cases are fueling the pandemic, with a staggering 86% of people infected walking around undetected. They say that 6 of every 7 cases, which is 86%, were not reported in China before traveling or before travel restrictions were implemented, driving the spread of the virus, according to a study on Monday. All right. I mean, it's just some interesting stats. There are so many things that are still unknown about the virus, and I think that is what is causing people to be so concerned about this, because the unknowns are just crazy. So many unknowns. All right. So let's move on. All right. Earlier, Barbados has recorded its first 2 cases of the coronavirus, and that's according to the health minister there. 2 patients had both arrived from the United States. A 48-year-old visitor who arrived in Barbados on March 13, and a 39-year-old female, a Barbadian who recently returned home. He said in a national broadcast statement, that's the minister, right? Confirmation was received, they say, this morning, all right, from the tests that were carried out. They say that both patients were experiencing symptoms of a viral infection and were referred to the team at the Ministry of Health for further evaluation. All right, see, when they did all the tests and so on, it was determined that they are carriers of the coronavirus. Speaking of carriers of the coronavirus, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Alan Chasney, is now in self-quarantine as he has fallen ill. All right, they say that he has been tested and they are awaiting the results of his swabs. By tomorrow, we will know whether or not he has the coronavirus. We have more in this report.
Speculation has been rife surrounding the health and appearance of Prime Minister Alan Shasney amid growing fears surrounding in-country transmission of COVID-19. On Tuesday, March 17th, an official statement from the Prime Minister's office read, quote, "Please note that Prime Minister Honorable Alan Shasney was as of this morning feeling unwell and in accordance with the established protocols went into self-quarantine. The Prime Minister immediately stayed away from all of his meetings and engagements. In keeping with the protocols, as advised by the Chief Medical Officer, the Prime Minister has been tested for COVID-19 and we await the results. As soon as the results are available, the public will be informed." End quote. At the recently held NEMAC meeting, the Prime Minister did disclose his battle with a skin ailment, which he says has resulted in his pale appearance. The NEMAC meeting was well attended by a large cross-section of individuals from various sectors of society. Meanwhile, Minister for Social Transformation, Leonard Spider Montoute, is fighting the battle of an overactive rumor mill that has churned out alleged falsities about his health status as it relates to COVID-19.
I just want to say, having said so, I just want to let all St. Lucians and in particular my constituents know that I'm in fact all right. I have had no problems or difficulties returning to St. Lucia. I in fact returned on Saturday. Contrary to the rumors that have been circulated on social media, I have no symptoms of corona. I have not tested positive for corona, and I in fact had no difficulties or problems with immigration. I just wanted to state that for the record.
Montoute encapsulates the magnitude of the global health threat and the need for individuals to receive information from relevant sources.
I think it's very important that we desist from rumor mongering, that we desist from spreading false information. This is a very serious matter. It is a case of international proportion that can seriously adversely affect us as a country and as a people, and I think it's important that we provide the appropriate, correct information, and that St. Lucians be reminded that the official source of information is in fact the Ministry of Health, and that they should be guided by information coming from that source. There are many people out there spreading a lot of rumors maliciously. I think they should desist from that. That is a negative practice at a time like this.
As the island braces for the full impact of the force of COVID-19 on all facets of society, all eyes remain on the leadership of the nation for guidance during this global pandemic. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.
Thank you very much. And folks, we have received a confirmation from one of our sources that a man who was involved in a work-related accident on the south of the island, has died as a result of injuries sustained from that incident. A dumper, as they call it, fell on the individual, and he was severely injured. He was rushed to hospital, and according to sources, was pronounced dead. He's, according to one source, from St. Patrick, and is known by the street name Jello. All right. Guess this one is really tough for his family and for people who have known him. We had to even mute the audio coming from that snippet there because of the intense emotions that were involved in this incident. All right, we are moving on. There's two things that we have to tell you before we move forward, and one of them is Gray's. All right, you remember we've been telling you about Gray's school learning and so on, and remember they have their 10% off. It's a limited time offer, so they're encouraging everyone to please take advantage of that. All right, and the next thing that we Yes, the Axel Finance, the supermarket sweep, the shopping spree, in other words. You got to check it out, up to $3,000 in rewards, all right? They are known to help thousands of customers and small businesses here in Grenada. So you can take part in this. You can call 416-822-8222 or WhatsApp the same number for additional information. All right, Axel Finance, the leading regional microfinance institution. Okay, folks, how are we looking for time? I think it's a good time for us to take a quick break, but before we do that, we want to encourage you guys to please share the program so that other people would know that we are live and, of course, be able to watch the news. We are coming back shortly. This is Mikey Live.
We enjoy the luxury of a quality water supply. But it can come to this. Have adequate storage. Grenada is the place to be June 5th to 7th for the highly anticipated Grenada Music Festival 2020, featuring two-time Grammy Award winners Kool and the Gang, Coco T, Romaine Virgo, Marcia Griffiths, Arturo Tappan, Crossfire, Nadia Batson, Was Ways, Vaughn, and the Dancehall Emperor, Chavo Ranks. 3 nights of amazing music, great food, and pure Grenada hospitality. Grenada Music Festival 2020, June 5th to 7th, Quarantine Park, Grenada. Tickets available online at gotofet.com. Book your flights at hotel today. This ad is sponsored by the Grenada Tourism Authority.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom
For me and you.
I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. What a wonderful world.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Are you planning an event or looking to rent tents? Then call the tent experts at Waggy T Tent Rentals. We rent tents for all occasions. Tents in different colors, styles, and 25 different sizes. From as little as 10 by 10 to as large as 100 by 40. Call us at 439-TENT. That's 439-8368. Or visit our office at Frequente Industrial Park, Grand Anse, St. George. We are Grenada's tent people.
All right, and now, folks, it is time for the National Report.
Grenada issues another travel advisory. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, March 17th, 2020, I am Rikisha St. Louis. The government of Grenada has issued new travel restrictions in response to widespread illness caused by COVID-19, reported in Iran, South Korea, China, and Europe. Health Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele says this will take effect from midnight on Wednesday, March 18th.
You will be quarantined for a period of 14 days upon arrival into Grenada if you are a Grenadian national or resident. If you are not a Grenadian national or resident and in the last 14 days you have been to Iran, South Korea, China, or anywhere in Europe, including the United Kingdom and Ireland, you will be refused entry into the country. Upon arrival from any other destination, you will be screened and asked to self-quarantine for 14 days. Please note, before disembarking, every passenger is required to complete a declaration form on your health status. You are also required to check in daily with the Ministry of Health, regardless of your point of origin. Additionally, additional methods of quarantine or isolation may become necessary if anyone becomes symptomatic. The Ministry of Tourism and Civil Aviation will be working out a schedule with the airlines for repatriation of visitors presently on island.
Minister Steele says effective 12 a.m. Tuesday, March 17th, Grenada's ports were closed to all cruise ships. As added precautionary measures, government is also requesting all restaurants, bars and refreshment houses to refrain from in-house dining unless social distancing can be guaranteed and instead utilize takeout services. Government is also urging the private sector to put contingency measures in place to ensure that work can be done at home while being cognizant that some employees will have to report to work to coordinate activities. 18 persons have been tested for the coronavirus and the results of 10 have so far been returned, with all coming back negative. The government of Grenada is preparing to embark on a series of sector-based consultations to examine the potential impact of COVID-19. Following the broad-based gathering last Thursday that was initiated by Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, several sector-specific consultations are now being planned for this week. The identified sectors are banks and credit unions, agriculture, wholesale and retail, construction, hotel and restaurant, labor, national insurance scheme and transportation. Explaining the rationale for the meetings, Dr. Mitchell said it is important that government is able to determine what is happening in the various sectors, the type of impact that the pandemic is creating in each specific area, so that government can in turn develop appropriate measures to stimulate economic activity. The Prime Minister and Minister for Finance also noted that sector representatives can themselves be valuable sources of ideas for combating any negative impacts from the outbreak. He said, and I quote, "Going forward, we must consider various strategies, including possible stimulus packages for various sectors and the role of NIS. All options must be carefully considered as we collectively seek to ensure that the local economy weathers this outbreak. This is a national issue and we must all be part of the solution," unquote. Dr. Mitchell has also indicated that efforts are continuing at the regional and international levels to address the economic impact of COVID-19. This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break. Welcome back. A Cuban medical team is scheduled to arrive in Grenada over the weekend to bolster the country's efforts to prepare for COVID-19. Minister for Health Honorable Nicholas Steele says the team of specialists is expected here on Saturday.
These will include doctors and nurses specifically trained in accident and emergency intensive care, as well as infectious diseases. And we continue to request more. The Cuban pharmaceutical product known as interferon, that you have heard discussions on social media about, we have discussed and reached out with the government of Cuba through their embassy here, and are in the process of ensuring that that medication is on island shortly. I want to be specific and say that it is a new drug, but we have decided to make sure that we have all tools possible that we can use once our challenges become greater.
COVID-19 response coordinator Dr. George Mitchell says the medication is not a vaccine, but is one designed to boost the immune system.
We don't know for sure that that medication kills the virus, but what it does do is to boost your immune system. And if we are saying that the primary reason why people are going to demise is because their immune system is low, then we believe sincerely, and based on reports coming out of other countries, China, for example, that medication was invaluable in saving some lives. We believe that we're going to be able to use that medication in those instances where people have reached that type of medical situation where they would require it. That is to boost the immune system and to give the system an opportunity to recover. So that is where the medication would come in. We want to reiterate that the medication is not directly a vaccine, or it does not kill the virus per se, but it helps with your overall ability to fight the virus.
Minister Steele, meanwhile, says the General Hospital is equipped with one isolation facility that can accommodate between 2 to 4 persons. The former CID headquarters is being prepared as a second isolation unit. Contractors are working to have it ready by the end of the week. Finally, in the news, the government of the People's Republic of China will be providing medical assistance to the government of Grenada. This is to ensure that Grenada continues to take proactive measures against the COVID-19 virus. Honorable Nicholas Steele, Minister for Health and Social Security, announced at Tuesday's weekly post-cabinet briefing that a minimum of 500 pieces per item will be contributed.
For our medical personnel team, protective face masks for medical use, medical disposable protective clothing, infrared thermometers, medical protective goggles, disposal sterilized rubber surgical gloves, and medical isolation shoe covers, all at minimum 500 pieces each of those items.
Minister Steele expressed his gratitude to the People's Republic of China for strengthening bilateral relations and concerns made for the people of Grenada.
I want to take this opportunity as well to include the government of the People's Republic of China for the assistance that they are now able to offer us. And again, to thank them for the very severe measures they took very early that has bought us the time to date. And we need to recognize their efforts.
That story just ended the national report for today, Tuesday, March 17th. Let's recap the top story. Grenada issues another travel advisory. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
All right, and thank you very much, guys, for the national report. All right, and I want to say hello to a few people who is currently tuned in on the Mikey Live business. All right. So let's say hi to Esther, Zaka, Shireen, Camille, Trevelin, Lucianne, gold medalist, Dixon. Hi, what's happening? Deborah, Doris, Noreen, Rachel, and everyone else on the program. We'd like to say thank you for joining us tonight, and we will have another program for you tomorrow, God's willing. It's going to be Wednesday. We expect some test results and we're going to tell you what these results are. All right, John, big up. Yes, I'm gonna go get some rest and organize. All right, guys. So take care of yourselves and God bless you. I have not received the weather from the Met Office. I'm not sure why, but so all I'll say is kind of cold tonight. All right, guys. So blessings. Remember to wash your hands. Make sure your hands are clean before touching your face. Sanitize your hands if you do not have water and soap nearby to clean them. All right. Practice good hygiene and social distance. Take care of yourselves, all right, guys? Let's do this. Hey, Mom, Lintona, and everyone else. Hello, Osric. I see that you're there as well. Rolanda, Anku, Deborah. Blessings, all right? Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all say, Ja. No. Good night, everyone. God bless you and your family.